Hello everyone, it's Julie from Camelia Crafts Designs. Right, I'm going to be playing with some stencils today, as you can see. I was making some random tags to go in my botanical junk journals over the weekend, and I did one with this stencil background, and it's my favourite. I really like it. And all it is a little bit of stenciling, one flower fussy cut, a label. I've just stamped a little postmark there and put a few butterfly rub-ons on it, and I really quite like it, so I thought I'd make some more of them with you. So let's show you what I'm going to be using. I've grabbed a handful of stencils. This is the one that I used on that background. It's the Tim Holtz brick one. I've got another brick one. I might give that one a whirl. So that's that one. I've got that Tim Holtz. It's the coffee stains and splats. This is the foliage stencil that I used on the example. I've got this other one. I don't even know where I got this from. I'm sure this must have been a Happy Mail, as I do not remember buying it. And I've got a terrible memory. And it's by crafttreat.com. Yeah, I think that's American, is it? So, I don't know. Anyway, it's called Craft Treat, the stencil. And, yeah, I like it. So, I'll be giving that one a whirl. This is one that I did get in Happy Mail from Pamela, and this is a thinner bear one. And yeah, it's stained quite badly, that. I'm not happy with that. I can't see through it anymore, but I'm only going to use it for background, so it's not a big issue. It's, yeah, weird. And then another, yeah, foliage type one. In fact, oh, that's by Indigo Blue. I like it when people put the names on things. I can remember where they're from then. Because I don't often put a lot of my stuff back in packets, you know, I'm bad for it. Right, this is what I'm going to make my tags and journal cards out of. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut that up. Because I'm going to have people asking, what size is this? What size is that? So this is how I determine size. I just put it in my trimmer. I know my trimmer is 6 inches along there. I've got a mark here that's 7. Now, because most of my journals are about 8 inches, or 8 to 8.5 inches tall, I know that a 7-inch tag is going to be fine. Yeah, so there you go, 7 inches. I may even do the stenciling and then cut it up after. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm going to do that on that one. No, I can't, because the stencils aren't big enough, are they? So, no, just cut it up, woman. And this is, it measures what? With UK, about 11.25. So I'm going to say, if I do a 3.25 inch tag, so that's 3.25 by 7, then I'll do another, I'll do a 3 and whatever I've got, 2 3/4, yeah, and then I've got this one that measures 2.25, yeah. Then I've got this piece, so I'm going to do a couple of journal cards out of this, about, well, do one about yay big, 3 inch by, what is it, 4 3/4. Can you see I'm not very precise? And then I'm just going to cut, in fact no, I'll do that, I'll cut that one like so. That's about 3.25 inches. Then I've got another little tag. So at my 1A4 sheet there, I've got a really big tag, a nearly big tag, a skinnier tag, 2 journal cards, and yeah, a tag. So let's crack on. I don't know why I said quack on. We're not ducks, are we? I'm just going to grab another piece of paper. What shall I use? Yeah, get some book pages, woman. Yeah, normally I would do my inking onto my glass mat, but we're going to get too much glare, so I won't be doing that. I'm just going to use that as a background piece of paper. Right, and I'm going to use my brushes rather than my dabber to start off with. And reason being, I'm going to use stencils. I like these brushes better with stencils. I know some of you like those that you put on the end of your finger. You can do them with the round. Let me show you. You know what I mean, with this one. Or even the domed one works pretty well in a stencil, but I prefer this. So that's going to be my first tag. And I'm going to use the Tim Holtz brick for this background on first one. Where have you gone, Timmy? Timothy? There you are, mate. Put them out your way, woman, because you can only do one at a time, can't you? Yeah. Right. Is that? Yeah, I think the stencil might be slightly smaller than the bricks, but we can always put something over. Yeah, we can always do a bit more bricks at the top. These are size for the Tim Holtz tags. Couldn't tell you how big a Tim Holtz tag is. I just couldn't. I've no idea. Right. What colour shall we use? I've got my walnut stain, which is my favourite. I've got this green one out to do some foliage. That's forest moss. Where's others? Here we go. I've got a lighter green that I've never used yet. That's a new one. Bundled sage. And I've grabbed my vintage photo and my tea dye. I think I'm going to go vintage photo with this. Grab the example again. I did that one with walnut stain. I like it, but I think I might want this one a little bit paler on such a big tag with a bigger area. So let's try the vintage photo. Get the lid off. Oh, that hurts. I've cut my thumb. I cut my thumb. Yeah, I cut my thumb cutting end off a piece of sweet corn on the cob. We call it sweet corn in UK. We stick sweet on the beginning. I don't know why. We just do. Right, so I'm going to start at them edges. If you want to tape your stencil down, tape it down. Yeah, that's too much organisation for me, that. Taping down a stencil. I just go in with it like this. Edges first. This is how I got it darker on my edges. Also, because I'm working on a small piece of paper, can you see I can move it about? They're brilliant for the heavy-handed of you. The heavy-handed of them amongst us. I can't speak. Don't try talking, Julie. It's not a good day for speaking. You don't know what you're on about. Let's have a look. Oh, I like it. Can you see? Then I'm just going to go much more lightly over the rest of the stencil. So I just like that dark around the edge look. And if it does move like it just did, line it back up again. There you go. I can't be faffing with tape, me. I really can't. I suppose if we're doing something a little bit more detailed, I may use tape. I want more on there. That's another reason. Can you see? If it were taped down, wouldn't that be a faff? Wouldn't that be a faff? Oh, that's looking good now. I'm going to stop. So I like that. Yeah, it's not even all the way around, but that's what I wanted. I think it gives much more interesting background. Now I'm just going to come in and do my edges like that. Yeah, I'm wasting some ink on here. Like I say, I would normally use my glass mat or a sheet of mylar or something that's slippy slidey, but it just reflects too much with my light setup, which happens to be windy and an extra light today. It's very dull here in UK. Yeah, I'm a happy bunny with that. Quite like it. So put your lid on, woman. And now we're going to make it tag shaped. I've been spending again, well, not an awful lot. I love to watch the prices of things on Amazon, mate. And I saw Miss E at Scrapbooking with Me use this. It's the We Are Memory Keepers corner punch. Now, I did have a similar one, but it wasn't We Are Memory Keepers that did the corner rounders, and I couldn't get on with it. But I've got this We Are Memory Keepers one, just for the straight edges, and I'm quite liking it. It seems to be lining up okay. I do like to use it upside down, and I'm going to use it to make my tag shape. There we go. Might not be big enough for this tag, but I think I might just stick with it. There we go. Yeah, I can live with that. If you're not happy with it, make your tag corners a bit taggier. Is that even a word? Make your tag corners taggier. There we go. Right, bring that back in, woman, because you're going to use it again. Don't know why you put it away. And I want a foliage. Right, do I want to use this one this time? I might. Yeah, I think I'm going to have that there. I don't want that one. So this is why I've got pieces of stuff here to either tape it down, or other thing I use my masking tape for is this. Which way? I don't want that on it, so I'm just gonna mask over that bit. That was perfect how that fit. So that's what I want at that side. I want that one. And I'm going to do it in green. Now, another little extravagance. I grabbed these. I just grabbed some for colours. Normally, I'm just stenciling in brown. Use that for different colours of brown. But I bought these in different colours off Amazon. They were only about £5–6. So I've got my green blue. You get the gist. You know where we're going with that one. So I'm going to try this bundled sage. Oh, it's very light, isn't it? I know I've got a darker one on my brush, so I'm just going to come in and rub that off a bit. I perhaps could have rubbed it off on there, I suppose. Let's see what occurs with this bundled sage. I'm using Distress Oxides because I like them. This might be far too pale. We shall see, won't we, when we've done it. Oh no, I quite like it now. And if you're a heavy-handed person like moi, the lighter the colour, the lighter colours, should I say, do work a bit better. This like semi-prototype, I got a bit heavy-handed at some points with that green, but it still worked out okay. Let's have a look-see. I like that, but I think I want to put the darker green just on the little bally ends. I mean, I could have masked them all off and got in with red, but no. I'm just going to put a bit of this forest moss in, rub a bit of that off before I go dipping it in. And I'm just going to put a little bit on them bally ends. I have no idea what flower this is. I've no idea if it's a real flower. I don't know how many flowers have bally ends, but this one does. Bally ends. Get some dark ink on your bally ends. Whee. I quite like that. Yeah. I mean, if you really wanted and you came in with a bush, don't stencil with a bush, stencil with a brush. You could get one of your fine brushes if you just wanted to make your stem a bit darker, I suppose. I'm just making my bally ends a bit darker, then perhaps a little bit at leaf tips. Yeah, I've probably got them leaf tips already. We'll take it off and see what it looks like now. Yeah, quite like that. Different to my first one, but we like different, don't we? Now what I'm thinking I could put here is some of the smaller ones. That would look quite nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm going to put that small one there. So I'll just move my bit of masking tape. I'll just cover that bottom bit up because the top of that one is further away, isn't it? And because I've got the dark green on my brush already, I'm just going to come around the edges rather than having to wipe it off on this bit. Oh, do you know what? Let's do it all with that, see what occurs. Oh, I quite like it. Yeah, I've got a few of them bits on. I don't think it matters that much. Now, I'm going to use a different one up middle. I think I want that one up middle. I've already got a bit of it on. In fact, just put it in the same place, woman. Just put it in the same place. There you go. Crazy lady. But I'm going to come in with the light bundle sage. It's nice to play. So yeah, so I'm happy with that. I've got them all different colours. Yeah, I've got that random leaf there. What can I do about that? Tell you what, I'm going to put some more random leaves at the bottom. That'll sort that out. So that's that random leaf. Yeah. Let's put a few more there. Right, let's do them dark. Now I'm starting to dip my brush in both colour inks. Tim Holtz might have a heart attack if he sees me do that. But I'm not very good with my stuff. It's not like I don't look after it like some. I'm just like, well, if ink gets mixed up, then you've just got a different colour ink, haven't you? Job's a good un. All's well that ends well. Yeah, I quite like that bottom. I think I need a few balls. Leaf balls. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that bottom now. It looks good. Right, put your lids on the correct inks, woman. Now, I could clean that, but then I could just leave it well later. Let's leave it well later. Look at the state of my fingers. I think I may need a baby wipe for my fingers. Otherwise, everything else I touch now is going to be green, isn't it? Whee. That's it. Right, I have got some fussy cuts cut out ready. That's the first one that came to hand. I've got that one. They all seem to be purple. I think that's probably because I cut them all from the same couple of pages. With pinks and purples. Oh, I'm liking that one. These will be better on my smaller ones, won't they? Just put your masking tape there. You're going to need it again in a bit. Right. I like that one. But then again, I also like that one. Big decision, woman. I think I'm going to go with that one. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and that's one's going to go over there somehow. So I'll ink the edge of that up, stick it on. I'm going to put a label over the bottom so it doesn't just seem to be floating in midair. So, you know what? I'm going to try putting a bit of green around edge instead of a bit of brown. Just for the sake of it. It just takes that harsh whiteness off the edge. If you want a harsh white edge so it stands out a lot, then go for it. I prefer to ink the edges a little bit when I'm doing something like this. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to stick that on with some art glitter glue. And then I will get some butterflies. I've got a few rub-ons and I've also got my fussy cut butterflies. So I will not be short of butterflies. You can tell it's summer, can't you? Julie's using botanicals and sticking a butterfly and everything. Yeah. There we go. I've not really done much botanical until this last month. I've been all grungy and yeah. Right. It's really, that thumb is really awkward where I've cut it. All because the kitty loves sweet corn or corn on the cob. Yeah. Do any of you others with cats have cats that eats corn on the cob? She absolutely loves it. We found out by accident when the cheeky little monkey stole one off Rebecca's plate. So now whenever we have corn on cob, we do one for cat. That's that. I quite like that. So I've already got some labels on my desk that I auditioned for my last tag. So I'll take you off that now tag. There you go. You look better when you're not surrounded by all that text. So it might be that, it might not. I think I want a slightly bigger tag. Oh, what's that one? That looks good. Item collection ticket. Yeah. Put you there. I'm just going to ink round edge of you with my usual walnut stain ink, I think. So, after this I'll make a couple more. Just whiz through. We'll use some different backgrounds. Although I do think this brick is my favourite. But this tag's just ended up being a carbon copy at first, really, hasn't it? That's that. I'll grab my butterfly rub-ons. These are the ones by Stamperia, or Stamperia as I call it. Yeah, I say it wrong. We say a lot of stuff wrong in Yorkshire, but we stand by it. Right, I think this is a big tag, so it can take some big butterflies. Ooh. Oh, I like that one. But I also like that one. But I like that one. cut these out. Whee. So if you don't have any butterfly rub-ons, use a fussy cut. I just sometimes think it just makes a change, doesn't it, to use something different now and again. Change is as good as a rest, as they say. I may just have the one butterfly on this. I don't think this needs 3, because I like this foliage. Yeah, I'm just going to go for the one. He's making a bit of a statement, him, isn't he? There we go. Now, what we're going to rub him on with? I usually use my bowl folder. Does anyone else fold the bowls? I don't. Although someone's going to tell me now that you can get foldable bowls. Bone folder. That's made out of plastic, this one, actually. Whee, they're much easier to rub on than they were when I first started using rub-ons. You used to have to rub at them forever. I still like to peel them off while having a rub in case I've missed a bit. I did buy a pack of guitar picks because I was told they're fabulous for rubbing these on, but guess what? I've lost them. The old ones we used to get, they had like a wooden lollipop stick type thing in, didn't they? That worked pretty good. Whee. I think you're all on now, mate. Yeah, I like it. Take all the rat away. And I think this needs... Do you know, I don't even think that one needs a stamp. I think that one is actually done enough. Just going to put a little bit of a darker edge around that top. Just to hide the fact that the bricks ran out. And yeah, you could make these so quick, couldn't you? Get your fussy cuts done. Get all your tags ready. Do all your stenciling at once. Yeah, be well away. Right, let's make another. So that was my first one. That's my second. Similar but different. Yeah, similar but different, we like. Right, move you out of the way. And I'm going to do 2 together. I'm going to do a journal card and a small tag, methinks. And I'm going to use a different background this time. Have you look at state my desk? I've lost the pin. Don't know where that went. Could be anywhere. That one didn't have a dangle on. Oh, hey ho. Ooh. I might use this one, the ink splats. Yeah, I know the bricks make it look like you're in a garden and it's the garden wall, and I think that's why it's my favourite. But I think ink splats for this one. Yeah, get your inky piece of paper back, missus. Yeah, right. Just going to use whatever is left on that at first because I don't want to come in too dark. Me likes. I mean, if you don't have stencils, use stamps. If you don't have stamps, get a cup of tea. Yeah. I suppose in a way what we're doing is fake splashing with tea, aren't we, with this? I don't think I'm doing out. You couldn't do with a tea bag and a mug. We just like to mess. Yeah, I like that. Not too dark. Pressing on a little bit more now to get a bit darker, but I'm not sticking my brush back in my ink again for that. I don't want the splats to be the main thing you see on the tag. Yeah, quite like that. I will splattify this one. I think I might just... I don't want the big cup ring on this, so I'm going to move stencil up a bit. In fact, I'll move stencil completely upside down. Do you know what? I might move stencil sideways. Yeah, because I don't want that giant splat on it. So I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to do it there. Still got lots of ink left in that brush. Yeah, and then I'll just come down here and this time I'm going to have it that way. Yeah. So you don't have to use the stencil as is, do you? Move it any way you want. Oh, that looks good. Then I will dip my ink in to do my edges. Shall we? That's a journal card. I'm going to have the edges rounded a little bit, so I'll do that before I ink. Just using the small rounder, just to get rid of those offensive corners. On this one, I don't find bottom corners offensive when I'm making a tag. I'm going to use the medium tag size. Yeah. I used to get really, with my corner rounder one, can you see I never were quite sure whether I got that in correctly. But on this one, can you see there's like a little notch to put your corner in. So I'm getting on okay with this. I like it. So I'm glad I bought it. And the only reason I did is it would, again, down to about £5 on Amazon. It's a good time to buy something on Amazon at the minute because, yeah, people who go on holiday, they're spending all the money on going on holiday and prices seem to go down on a lot of stuff. So, there's only one of us going on holiday this year. It's our Becca. She's off in a couple of weeks. Oh, that's a story and a half. Don't even go there, people. She's going on this National Citizens Service week away in a few weeks. And it was sold to them at school. I'm saying sold. You know, when they're selling you on going. As a week in a Gothic mansion in Derbyshire. Ooh, doesn't that sound good? Anyway, you get details near at time. We finally got us details last week, and guess where they said she would go in? Camping in a field at a farm next to a prison. And I'm talking prison, hedge, campsite. Yeah. Now, that's not a Gothic mansion in Peak District, is it? Anyway, it turns out they had sent us the wrong information. And see, I forgot what I'm doing now because this really did. I was like, oh my word, what's occurring? Yeah, they sent us wrong information. She isn't, in fact, going to a Gothic castle in Derbyshire, but in my opinion, and in Rachel, my youngest's opinion, it's far better. She's going to a village called Eam. Now, any history buffs among you might have heard of Eam. It was the village that stopped the Great Plague in 1965. 1965, yeah, Great Plague. 1665. I went far out there, we're 300 years, from spreading from London. Yeah, they'd received a delivery of cloth and it had the fleas in that carried the plague. And when they realised that they'd got this dreaded disease, they voluntarily quarantined themselves and isolated themselves. And it stopped the plague spreading countrywide. And there's monuments and lots of... yeah, there's lots of information around this village. And yeah, that's where she's going to stay. It's a youth hostel association in the village. So yeah, I didn't do a lot of crafting while I was telling you that story, did I? Right, we've done background. We're going to get some foliage on now. I think I'm going to use the foliage that I used on my example tag. So let's get that. Yeah, that was this one. Yeah, I really like that. It's got lots of dots. You know how I love a dot. Right, put that on top of your piece of paper, woman. There you go. I don't know why I keep moving that piece of paper. And yeah, I like this because depending on the height of the tag that you're making or piece of work, yeah, you could just use the top and then it fits in with the size of your tag. So I think I'll start by putting that one there. I'm going to have it coming off the edge a little bit. I've got my... I'm juggling with my green brush. And I'll use what's on it first. I really can't remember what colour I had on. So, yeah, that looks good. It's the light colour. Let's have a look-see. I'm liking it. Looks good. And I think I then want some over there. I want that one to go up higher, and I'm going to use this light colour as well. You can't even really see where its stem is on that, so I can put it any angle I want. Don't move it, woman, don't move it. So it's just building up a background, isn't it, with stencils? I mean, this is not something I've ever done a lot of. I would never in a million years call myself a mixed media artist. I think we all know them. I love watching Louise Einsel. Now that woman is an artist. I see myself as a crafter. Yeah, and then go watch her after you watch me and you'll see difference. But that's not to belittle myself. If I had a memory, I'd probably be a bit better at mixed media, but I forget how to use things. If I don't use something day in and day out, I forget. Right, I'm going to leave that one as is. And I'm going to put my, yeah, what's it on it? One of them. I'm going to put a fussy cut on. Ooh. You look good, don't you? Oh, I like that, because that just comes up in between those. I like to have my blanker part at the top to stick a butterfly on. I like that. So, I forgot to put some on that, but hey-ho. I'm doing edges of this again with green. Just because I can. I could do edges at tag with green, I suppose. I think we'll get hung up on brown because it makes it look aged and vintage, doesn't it? It does. Right, get some glue, woman. Your pin's already out, as per normal. Eee. Oh, I'll use my Barely Arts glue next and show you that I'm getting on okay with it. Decanted into this small bottle. I think the bottle it comes in, I don't know whether it's environmental temperature, but I had some real troubles with it clogging. I thought it was because I'm really good at forgetting to put pin in, but I know Margaret over at Seven Plaza, she were having the same trouble and she's a good girl and puts a pin in. Eee. Do I want it that or that? That'll do it. I want that one going off at bottom. Yeah, there we go. And then I can just trim bottom at tag for that one. Yeah, there we go. If any pokes up and you need a bit more glue on, you can always put that on at a later time. I mean, it's not rocket science what I'm doing today. It's more of a craft with me again, isn't it? And yeah, this one needs a label. I'm determined to stick that label on something, but it just don't go on anything I put it with. I think when I've got a load of labels out on the desk, I need to get them used up before I get new ones out. Makes sense, doesn't it, I suppose? I mean, I could put a couple of labels on this one. No, I'm going to forget new labels out, so yeah. Use out labels you've got on desk, she says. Then she gets a tin of labels out. Oh, you'll have to wait whoever you're on, whatever you want. I'm busy having a fun crafting. Right. We don't want expected date of arrival on it. These are more like travel tickets I've got here, aren't they? Quality check. I think we're going to have quality check and then I'll do a stamp. No, do you know what? I don't think that needs a label over its... What's it? I think it needs a label over to its side. That's it. Over its stem. That's a what's it. So I'm just going to ink the edge of that up. I don't know what colour's on that. That just shows it doesn't really matter that much what colour you use, doesn't it? I put quite a lot of ink on it. So we're still going with the flower butterfly label formula. Can't go wrong. We're just using it with a bit of stenciling today. Right. But next thing you stick, woman, you've just promised to use your Barely Arts. You will use it. Good girl. Right, let's get some butterflies on. I'm going to go with rub-ons again. Come here, the rub-ons. Well, that's an empty packet that they came in. Come here. Gotcha. And here's my rub-ons. I think this one needs a couple of smaller butterflies. I think maybe... Oh, I like that yellow one. I do like the yellow one. There's a little bird. Oh, I don't have room on this now to put the little bird at bottom, but I might put the little bird on another one. I'm very tempted to put a bird on this, but I didn't leave room. No, I'm going to use the yellow butterfly and maybe a blue and a purple. So first, I'm just going to cut all these off. We'll stick the bird on a different one. Whee. There we go. Yeah. Camping in a field next to a prison. Don't even go there. Just don't. I was like, oh dear. How do we go from a Gothic mansion in Castleton to camping next door to a prison in Doncaster? Doncaster. I'm not belittling Doncaster. It's just the fact that Doncaster literally is not even 10 miles away from us. It's like camping next to a prison down road there, isn't it? Which one did I say? I want the yellow, don't I? Yeah, well, a bit pretty yellow. That needs a little bit of stamping. It does. Right, get your stamps, woman. Now, the first one I made, I'd just stamped this little postmark on. I think this needs something different. I think this needs a number or something, doesn't it? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, that thumb again. You don't believe how much it affects you. A tiny little cut on your thumb. I think I want that there. Yeah, I think I do. Now, I've got 2 inks out for this. I've got a choice of black and a choice of sepia. I think sepia might be better for this because there's not an awful lot of black on it. That would stand out really. It'd be just stand out, wouldn't it? Far too much. So I'm just going to test that out on my book page. Yeah, I think sepia is going to be the thing to go for. I'll put a little bit more ink on. Yeah, and I just want that up, just right over to edge. Yeah, it just needed something over there to balance it all out, I think. Pop that butterfly on. We'll have him there. Then he won't be in the way or whatever. Oh, it's a journal card, isn't it? Not a tag, so we can use that corner up. Yeah, of course we can. We're not going to stick in a taggy thing on that. Right. Let's put this on. Whee. Yeah, I could just make them all with the bricks. I really want to because it's my favourite. But some of them are going to be going in the same journals together. So I've got to have a little bit of difference, haven't I? Yeah. Camping in a prison. Camping next to a prison. I'd have ended up in prison, me. I really would. I really would have turned into, yeah, one of them mums. What do you think you're doing? And I'm not normally that kind of mum. I'm the kind of, you've got to deal with what life throws at you. So I'm not going to interfere too often regarding what our kids have got to deal with. There's a lot to be said for a life lesson. But no, I don't want any life lessons in tents next to prisons. Not occurring. I'll shut up about that now. Oh, he just fades into background, but I quite like it. Yeah, it's nice. I think it needs something else down here. I don't know, because then we've got all 4 corners. Leave it, woman. I think all that needs is a bit more ink round edge, and you're done and dusted. You're well away. Where's your bleeding dabber gone? Oh, I'm swearing now. Naughty woman. There we go. Yeah, that needed a bit more ink round edges. Tell you what, I'm going to put a little bit more of a... those 2 bits there look a little bit plain for my liking. So I'm going to bring the stencil back and I'm going to put a few more blobs on. That didn't work, did it? It just didn't work, did it? Just going to cover that bit up. There we go. I'm also using a different colour ink, I think. No, I'm still using Vintage Photo. There we go. I feel a bit happier with that now. It was just too much of a big, plain... It was just too plain. And then that little bit there. Yeah. And I want some more up there above the flutterby. Use a different one, missus. Use that one. I'm going to cover that up because I don't want that one in. Yeah, I'm inking my finger, I'm well aware. That's it. I'm a bit happier with that now, somehow. I just am. There was too much plainness on it. So that's that one. So far we've done a tag and a journal card, and I'm pretty happy with them both. And let's finish that little one. If I were to do all 6, I really would be a well Christmas, wouldn't I? I just really would. So we've done the background on that. And I want some florals. I think I'm going to go back to that first stamp that I used, first stencil that I used. Put your scissors away, woman. You don't need them. They're just basically in your way, aren't they? Get your butterflies out for when you do need them. And what you're doing with your stencil. They're all in a pile here. It can't have gone far. I've lost it. Did I put it here? Put it here because it was covered in ink. It was under my nose. It's a wonder Gertrude weren't rolling her eyes and tutting at me then. I think I'm gonna go that one. So get your masking tape back out. It's all crinkled up now. Just use a piece of paper, missus. Get another book page. There you go. There's lots of ways you can do this. I just change my mind about the way I'm using often. There we go. Use what's left on. I think my last one was done with what ink were left on, so this could be very pale. I still like it though. I think what I'm doing now is I'm rubbing the ink from around it into it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And which other one? I think I'm going to use that big leafy one there. Yeah. Let's use that. And I'm going to pop the book page over there. We'll dip in our ink just a little bit. Whee. I think, you know how when I like to post on my community page lately to let you know when there's a video upcoming. Instead of posting a link, a picture of the project that I've made, I'm going to start posting state of my desk when I've finished. Yeah. So at the beginning of the video, you'll get the before, and then on the little preview post, you'll get the after. That's nice. I like it. Now, I think I want to put that little birdie on this one. I do. So I'm going to cut him out first. Get your scissors. He's so sweet. Tweedy little birdie. I think he's just going to look so sweet there, isn't he? Yeah? But I'm going to put my flower on first. So I'll put that lid on. I had to rename myself Chaos Crafts Designs, not Camelia. Chaos, because that's how I like to craft. That's far too big. That's one of the bigger ones. What about this one? No, I mean, who says we have to have a flower? Could we not just have more foliage? I think we could just have more foliage. We could. And then we could put the little birdie there. Yeah. Right, I'm just going to cut that bottom leaf off because I don't want him to interfere with birdie. There we go. That's fine. Yeah. I'm going to ink back of this one with brown. Why? Because I couldn't see me. I couldn't see the brush for the green. Whee. There we go. You know, I think, if anything, what today's video hopefully could have proved to you is just don't get hung up on what you use for anything. Like, all's well that ends well in crafting. I think one of the most important things is to have fun and have a go. Have a go and have some fun. Yay. Tell you what, get Bailey Arts glue out like you promised. Don't matter if I mix them. Look at that, it's not clogging at all. So I really do like these bottles. I can recommend them. They're all linked on my Amazon storefront, which you can get to in my description box. Sometimes when things are out of stock, I don't think you can see them. I think that's a setting I need to set up for everything or nothing. as the case may be, because it seems to work on some things and not on others. I think it depends on whether things going to come back in stock again and whether it's not. But I don't know, I'm guessing. Right, put the birdie down. Yeah. We may have to lose his tail. There's a chance that bird's going to be tailless. I quite like that. There we go. Because I've not put a ribbon on where it goes onto something. So let's try it. It'll either work or it won't. It might just make him look like he's got a really weird beak. Little bird. Yeah, his beak's in front of the flower and the rest of him isn't. It may work, it may not. Might work. Might have a chance of working better if I let that glue dry, but you never know. You just don't, do you? I've lost a smidgen of his tail. I should have perhaps saved him for one of bigger cards, but I want him on this one. Let's see if he's going to peel off. Oh, that's your feet. Done, Mr. Birdie. Like I said, I like to rub it as I peel it up just to make sure. Let's see if your tail's done. Tell you what, I'm going to cut that bit off that we don't want. Then that bit on the edge will stick better. It's this bit I'm worried about where he's gone up onto the fussy cut. I'm worried that we're going to have a headless bird. That's just going to be something from a horror film then, isn't it? So we're like, it seems to be sticking. Oh, it's worked. There we go. Granted, you can't see his face as well as the rest of him, but is there? Yeah, I should have put him on a bit of something plainer rather than with a green leaf in background. So he doesn't stand out as well as I were expecting, but hey-ho, we had to go. And let's find a butterfly. We can't put the green one on, can we? That would just be too much green. And I don't want to put a really big one on. So on this one, I'm going to grab my fussy cuts. Put a smaller fussy cut butterfly on. What colour do we want? That's a bit too in your face, but I like it. I think we need one that's going to match the bird slightly. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, that's a pretty one. I like that. Yeah, then if you don't notice that bird's, it's just not doing out for me, that bird at bottom, is it? That was just a disaster. So you can either leave him for a bit of interest or cover him up with a label. I really don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do edge of that butterfly to get rid of its white wings. White edges on its wings, should I say. We'll glue him on with Barely Arts, which I didn't put the pin in, so let's see if that's clogged. No, it hasn't. So some of it has got to be down to that bottle it comes in. I have to be honest though, I've never really liked those long, thin, needly points, the metal ones. I like these ones, like the ones you get on Art Glitter. I don't know why, they just seem to work better. You know, when I've had them under the things or when I've bought little bottles, I've not liked them. Horses for courses, isn't it? Wouldn't it be boring if we all only like the same thing? Whee! I see other people use it with no trouble. Right. Yeah, Paul, that bird is just really sad. Do you know what I'm going to do? There's no else for it. I think I'm going to stick a label over that bird. One of these. I don't know. I feel really bad covering him up for about 3 seconds. But I just think that is a much nicer tag than that poor little bird. We know he's there, don't we? We know he's there. Yeah, but that makes for a much better tag. There we go. I'm sorry. We tried it. It didn't work. Poor little thing. Bye, Tweety Pie. Bye. And I want that tag up to the edge. I just do. I like that now. I'm happy with that now. I wasn't happy with that bird. He's fine. So, have we made 3? We have made 3. We've made 3. There's the one I had before. I'm quite happy with those. And I think you get the idea now, don't you? Do your background with a stencil. Don't stick a bird on if it don't fit, and stick a few. Yeah, get your fussy cuts out, get your transfers out. You can do it. I got in a bit of a rut by making my backgrounds by tearing up bits of paper and doing them in a collage style. So today, for me, this has been a little bit of something different. I'm not going to put anything on the tops because I don't know where in my journal these are going to go. I may not want anything on top. I may want something particular on top to match the particular page they're going on. So you'll see them when I do a flip through. And I'll take a photo at this state of my desk, and that can be, yeah, the little trailer video. So I hope you enjoyed that little craft along. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.